Hey guys, what's going on and welcome to Philly Sports Network for another video. My name is Liam Jenkins and pretty much sums it up. It wasn't a good day, was it, for the Philadelphia Eagles, but I don't think it was as bad as people are making out. We're gonna get into why. This is my immediate reaction to a very upsetting loss against the San Francisco 49ers, a team in which many, myself included, just one day ago, said they could comfortably win against. And instead they lose 17-11 in the most disappointing fashion. And I want to just preempt this whole video with this one blanket statement. Yes, the Eagles sucked today for many different reasons. Some involved Sirianni, some involved Jalen Hurts, some involved the defense, some involved the refs. And the loss was incredibly frustrating. But it wasn't frustrating because they played bad. It was frustrating because the flashes that we got, that 91-yard pass to Quez Watkins, the gashing through the defense of Miles Sanders, the strong defensive line play we saw throughout, were all so close to being realized. The ceiling is here, and the Eagles are like a few steps away from hitting, without even going through a full rebuild, what is a very exciting step in the new era of Philadelphia Eagles football. And the only thing standing in their way, predictably, are the Philadelphia Eagles. And that's why it's frustrating, because they're not moving out of their own way and they're making their own problems. And that's why it's annoying. I don't mind that they played bad, okay? Like, it's gonna happen. They fought throughout. They fought till the end. I mean, albeit without any timeouts, and we'll get to that a bit later in this video. That's the main thing, that there is character, that there's heart, and that they drive to the finish. It doesn't matter what the end result is in this year at least. What is the first year of Nick Sirianni's coaching, the first real year of what we see from Jalen Hurts, the first year of what is this new embodiment of Eagles football, where new cornerstones like Mailata and Sweat are being placed. It's gonna be like a transition period. There are gonna be teething problems. We have to let this team feel it out, and there has to be a level of patience. Rome wasn't built in a day. You're not gonna have 350-yard passing games with 4 touchdowns and no picks every day of the week. It just doesn't happen. Devontae Smith isn't gonna have 100 yards to his name every day. However, if by week 14, week 15, the same concerns are coming up over and over again, that's where we can start having a much more serious discussion. The one thing I will say, though, is that the Eagles in their post-game pressers, having just read through all of the manuscripts for tomorrow's articles, have actually held up pretty well. Sirianni said it's on him for not calling good enough plays down in the red zone. Jalen Hurts said he has to be better as a field general to execute. And I like that. I like that there is some accountability. Jalen Hurts said that there are self-inflicted wounds. That it's a good Niners team, but the Eagles did it to themselves. And that is absolutely the right attitude to have. It's not blaming the refs or a dodgy call or whatever. It's being realistic. And this was just one of those games where everything that could have gone wrong ultimately did. You lose Brandon Graham, who is probably going to be out for a season with what it looks like now to be a torn Achilles. Brandon Brooks, he's going to get a further examination tomorrow, but it's a pectoral injury. That doesn't exactly sound great. You then have a terrible penalty on Kayvon Wallace that wasn't his fault. You have a blocked field goal. You have some bad play calling down inside the red zone, obviously. Going 91 yards, getting like first and goal and then getting no points is just not acceptable under any circumstance. And then at the end of the game, you have what looked to be a delay of game call that was missed. Now, a lot of fans are going to look at that and say, well, oh my God, the Eagles have been screwed by the refs. At the end of the day, had they not had that blocked field goal, had they scored in the red zone, it wouldn't have mattered, okay? And that's just 2 instances of where there were many to pick from. And I want to talk about Jalen Hurts really quickly as well, because a lot of people are saying he played really well. I didn't see that, and I don't want to get shouted at. Look, I want Jalen Hurts to succeed as much as any other Eagles fan, okay? I loved what I saw in week 1. Week 2, I don't know what it was, whether it was down to himself or to Sirianni, maybe a little bit of column A and a little bit of column B, that he flashed that deep arm really early on. Now, it's that near miss to Devontae Smith, and it sort of lit this fire that, well, that's the way to attack. We know the Niners are weak at corner, just keep sending deep bombs. And what happened was that Jalen Hurts didn't have the arm strength to fully commit to those throws. We saw them often being underthrown. There were 2 into double coverage. I think 1 was into triple. There was a nearly failed screen pass that should have probably been picked off. There was the one to Quez Watkins that was perfect. There was one to Devontae Smith beforehand, which was good. But outside of that, I think all of the other deep shots, I'm pretty sure it was 2 for 10 on passes more than 10 yards. It's not great. But the thing is, that's not what Jalen Hurts' game is. Where Jalen Hurts is strong is being almost a game manager who takes what the defense gives him, a very intelligent player who can dissect looks, use option plays to his advantage as he did today, make plays with his legs, and just take those nice easy routes over the middle, which weren't there. And again, this isn't a fault on Hurts. The tight ends were nowhere to be found today. They were not in the picture at all. And as I said really early on in this offseason, that was almost to be expected under Nick Sirianni. You look at Colts tight ends not named Eric Ebron over the past few years, like Jack Doyle and Mo Alley-Cox, and there isn't a significant amount of receiving production. And maybe that, on another note, is why they haven't paid Dallas Goedert his contract yet. So you've got no real checkdowns coming out. It is almost like boom or bust with this offense. It was either curls, where Hurts didn't put enough on the ball and almost floated it, or deep shots that were either ran out of bounds by Jalen Reagor on a touchdown that was called back. I forgot about that. Or they were into trouble, and that has to get better. But what I like is the fact that he's acknowledged it and he wants to get better. Also, linebacker depth might be a problem. Singleton didn't look great. Eric Wilson, again, that's the 2nd week in a row now, didn't look great. Jannard Avery looked a lot better. But, I mean, I could have played as well as in week 1, so it's not really saying too much. And I just think there might need to be some reinforcement at that level. Overall, like, it's just really annoying. The Eagles, in my opinion, got too cute today. Sirianni's game calling with the dodgy Philly special, it's not going to work with a QB like Jalen Hurts because everyone's already keyed in on what he's doing. It worked with Nick Foles because no one expected him to peel out. You always expect the unexpected with Jalen Hurts. That's what you're told to do between Monday and Friday when you're practicing. So there was just this element, I think, of maybe overconfidence or maybe just trying a bit too hard to make things happen. You mix that in with some big injuries, some momentum killing drives like that field goal, like the callback touchdown, like the 91-yard pass that went nowhere, and the Eagles were left empty-handed, and it was just a bucket of could-have-beens. And it's like you know what that ceiling is, okay? I want to end with that same statement I said at the start of the video. I'm not mad, I'm not pissed, I'm not upset, I'm not berated at any member of the Eagles team so long as there's an improvement, okay? And that goes for Sirianni, it goes to Hurts, it goes to the receivers, it goes to the tight ends, the offensive line. I think Lane Johnson's had 2 bad games in a row, I want to say now. They've got to get better, okay? If you can take these weaknesses and you can improve them and you can get better and you can take those weird play calls and what feels like a very, I would say, series-based offense. Like 1 minute, it's all to Devontae Smith, then there's none. Then it's all Quez, then nothing. Then it's all running, then there's nothing. There's no balance as so per se until you get to the numbers at the end. Like how they get there is just a mess. It's like all in one way, then all in that way, then all in, like that's got to change. But if it does, that's all a fan can ask for at this point. That's all any Eagles fan can ask for. So yes, this loss was frustrating, but only because we saw so many flashes of what could make this team brilliant. From Javon Hargrave making an impact out of the gate with a huge sack, all the way through to that near touchdown pass to Quez Watkins. We know what this team can be. Just going to take time to get there, guys. Keep that faith. Let's keep positive. I'll be back with you with some more video content over the course of the next 7 days. In the meantime, make sure you're checking out written stuff at phillysportsnetwork.com. We will have an exclusive interview with a Philadelphia Eagles player. And it's not just any Eagles player. It's a fan favorite. He's been there for 10 years now. He is one of the greatest to ever play the position in the city of Philadelphia. Who is it? Only one way to find out. Stick around. That interview takes place Tuesday. I'll try and get stuff out for Wednesday. Guys, from myself, Liam Jenkins, let me know how you feel about the game in the comment section below. I'll see you soon.